What's up, sons? It's Blind Red with Son of a Tech once again, and today we're here to ask and answer the simple question, WTF is Xelis blockchain? In the background, you can see I am currently mining it. That's about 8 RTX 3060s, and it's on Vast AI because, frankly, it's extremely profitable to mine, even with the rental costs of Vast AI, which is a big driver behind a lot of people discovering this particular project. Now, the reason we're already talking about it on YouTube is because it has been basically already announced and listed on Exbitron, so you can purchase and sell there, meaning it negates any sort of speculative mines. It has already had how to mine video from Rabid Mining, which I will link down below, and it's pretty much off to the races for this particular project. Now, here's what's interesting. It's already Blockdad. It's already Rust. It already has plans for smart contracts. It sounds like a Kaspa clone, but if you thought it was a fork of Kaspa, well, you'd be wrong, because Xelis is a from-scratch blockchain made in Rust and powered by Tokyo. That means that this has been in development for a few years already prior to the launch of Kaspa, and Kaspa doesn't even have Rust fully implemented into its official release at this point. A few other notes here from a technical perspective is that pruning was launched with this project right off the bat, and from my knowledge, we do have users already running archival nodes, so we shouldn't run into the pesky problem of missing transactions like Kaspa did. I would be amiss, though, if I didn't announce some of the negatives for this particular project, which is going to be developer fees. Now, it has a 15% developer fee from block 0 to block 1,250,000, 10% from 1,250,000 to 3 million, and 5% from 3 million and on. Hopefully, this gets completely removed at some point. There's a lot of contention surrounding developer fees across the board, and this is going to be another one of those projects not dissimilar from Gram that has a bunch of fees getting tagged onto the miners. Unfortunately, not only do you have the developer fee here, but all of the miners have significantly higher fees than traditionally found on GPU mineable coins. You do have a CPU miner and a GPU miner available. Of course, the CPU miner is not going to have near as many fees, but if you take a look over here, what we have is the Allfather. If you're not familiar with the Allfather is a developer for bit streams for FPGAs and has been famously making FPGA bit streams for quite some time, including ones for Radiant, as well as Kaspa, as well as Aletheum. So this means that more than likely I would expect to see some sort of FPGAs hit the market and be mining this network at some point in the near future. That being said, that's another reason why I'm talking about this on YouTube right now, because as GPU miners, this is kind of going to be your last chance. But what is the problem with this particular one as well? Well, it has a 10% fee. So if you're mining it right now, which is going to require that you build your own node and maintain your own infrastructure from that perspective, you are basically paying 10% for the GPU miner and then another 15% for or to the devs per block that you find, which is pretty crazy if you ask me. That's a 25% knockoff, and then you still have to fight with exchange fees on Exbitron and of course transaction fees and all of that. So keep that in mind. But even with all of that being said, it's extremely profitable, and that's why you will start to see people hop onto it. What do you guys think about this project? Super interesting. Super crazy that it wasn't a fork of Kaspa, so that definitely sets it apart in my mind. A little disappointing on the developer fee side of things and the miner fee side of things, but the other thing here that I'm really interested in is the privacy portion of this, which basically isn't being done by a majority of forks of Kaspa. We don't have a ton of privacy options there, so there is that privacy option here as well. I would presume if it becomes extremely successful that we will see ASICs for it in the future, but I don't have a full view yet of what the algorithm really entails. But seeing that it is mineable on CPUs, ASICs should be pretty easy to develop for it. And as we know in the past, if there's a profitable small cap cryptocurrency that can be manipulated by large ASIC manufacturers, well, they will sure as heck do it. I will see you next Tuesday.